What is up, vape photographer Illuminati? I just wanted to talk about one of my normal light setups, or normal lighting setups that I usually use for product photography. And it's a regular setup that I use for almost all my shots. I started adding a background light and just to get all this nice bokeh back here. And I use gels and all that other stuff. So let's get into the lighting setup. So normally hang on, let me do this. Normally I use about 4 lights, and I use 3 fill cards for all my product setups. So I've started adding just crumpled aluminum foil. I know a lot of wedding photographers do it, but I've started adding crumpled aluminum foil back here and gelling a light to get all that nice bokeh background with the color back there. So I've done it before with just a white background and gelling a light to get my colored backgrounds, and that's usually what I do if I want a colored background, but I've started adding the foil just for a little interest back here. So this is the lighting setup. I usually just use the black side of a reflector back here. Move this tablet. Makes it feel more natural. So I usually use the black side of a reflector back here just to make sure my background is completely black. And I usually keep the distance between my background and my product about 6 to 8 feet, just to make sure I have enough separation. I'm not getting any spill back here from all my lights and all the fill up front here. So this is the product here. And my key lights are actually these. I have 2 strip banks. These are group A, and I have 2 strip banks back here. And then I have some fill for the top of the bottle and the cap over here. It's a large 2x3 strip bank, or 2x3 softbox. These are 1x3 strip banks. They're not gridded. None of the lights I use here are gridded. So going back to group B here, it's a 2x3 softbox that's not shooting exactly straight down on the product, but it's boomed above the product and kind of shooting into the camera a little bit. Mostly so I keep some of the light off of the background, and also to make sure that this on-axis fill card that I use, which has a hole in it that I stick my camera through, gets some light and bounces it back into the front of the product here. And group C right here is a snooted light with whatever color gel I want, and it's shooting right here into the foil. That is an ugly arrow. Anyway, it's shooting over here into the foil and gives it that nice red color, or whatever color I want. And then to provide fill for the front of the bottle, like I said, I have a fill card here and a fill card here to provide some fill from the opposing lights. This is starting to look like a fucking playbook. Anyway, so the light that comes from my key lights here bounces back and fills in the sides of the product over here. And of course, the light from my B group bounces back and fills in the front of the product. What the hell is that supposed to be? Anyway, it bounces back and fills the front of the product. So that is my usual lighting setup. If I'm just shooting on black, you can take away all this junk. There you go. You can take away all that junk, and I just shoot with these lights over here. These lights over here, and just my black backdrop, and yeah, that makes everything fall black back there. So going back into let me go ahead and get rid of this. So going back into the shot, this is the final shot. Yeah, so you can actually tell a little bit about, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is actually deconstruct lighting setups. So I'll go through, and I've actually shot each one with each group of lights so you can see. But you can tell here is one fill card. That is the one over there. And this is the on-axis one. You can tell by the reflection right here. And this is my other fill card. And then obviously you have all the light back here, which comes from the snooted and gelled light that's shooting into the crumpled aluminum foil. And obviously my key lights, which are coming over here. Wow, that is terrible. Let me switch these colors. So my key lights, which are coming from this side. What am I doing? They're coming from this side, and you can see that it makes this nice highlight across the... Wow, I cannot use a tablet. It's making these nice highlights on the edges of the bottle. And then now the light, the fill light coming from the top up here is providing a little definition and filling all this area in. And I'm gonna draw a dick. So that is the finished shot, and I'm gonna go into showing you what all the groups of lights provide. So I have 3 groups of lights. Again, these are, wow, okay. Those are my key lights. This is a fill light B and my background light C. So this is just with the, let me go ahead and make a new layer here. This is just with the fill light, which is group B, this one right here. And you can see that it's coming down right here and providing all this nice fill up here. And it's sort of, I mean, you can see the catch light right here. You can see that light right there. So it's coming this way and providing fill all the way down here. And it sort of falls, the power gets a little bit less as obviously you get further away from the light. So down here it's not really doing too much, but you also get to see the effect that the fill cards, these things right here, and you can see them in the shot. You can see the effect that they have in bouncing the light that's coming this way and sort of into the camera. And it fills in the front of the bottle right here. So that is my fill light right here that's shooting right above the bottle. And it also provides some separation definition up here along the top of the dripper. And also along the rim of the cap. So moving on to, these are my key lights, and these again are group A right here and right here, the 1x3 strip banks that are shooting into the edges of the bottle. And this also takes some finessing because what happens is these are actually not exactly angled shooting straight 45 into the bottle. They're actually angled a little more toward the background and almost opposing each other back here behind the product. So what I'm actually doing is I'm feathering the light from the edges of the softbox into the edges of the bottle right here. So if you look here, what would have happened if I had taken these and actually pointed them 45 directly into the bottle is these lights along the edge of the bottle right here, these highlights, would have actually... Whoa, I did not make a new layer. Okay, so what would have happened is these highlights right here along the edge of the bottle would have, and it's actually blowing it out here, which is terrible. But what would have happened is, let's use white. Let me switch this to red. Alright, so what would have happened is it would have placed these highlights a little closer to the inside of the bottle. And sometimes you might want that, sometimes you might not. But I usually like to have them as close to the edge or right on the edge of the bottle as I can, just to provide some separation from the background over here. So, and again, you can also tell that the fill cards up here, right here, and you can see the little hole right here from where I passed the camera through. Usually I will Photoshop that out, and I did in the final shot. But you can see the work that the fill cards are doing right here again. So these lights are coming here, and it's bouncing back from these fill cards and filling in the front of the bottle. What the hell am I doing? So it's coming back and filling the front of the bottle here. And moving on to the background, so you can see the background light obviously contributes nothing to the exposure up front here of the actual product, and all it's doing is creating this nice background and bokeh from the crumpled foil that it's shooting against. Oh my god, I didn't create a new layer again. Okay. Let's go back here. Create a new layer, and so yeah, it's actually providing all that nice background back here. So this shot, this is actually the resulting shot. So you can see here, this is the snooted background light that's creating all that nice bokeh for the background here. I shot this on a 5D3 at 1/200th. ISO 100. Wow, what am I doing? Holy shit. Alright. 1/200th. ISO 100. f6.3. So those are my settings for this particular shot. And this is the result. I am actually probably going to post this in the other group. Hopefully teach people something, and I hope me and Eric can actually do a little something about lighting and helping people. So that is it for this one. Thanks, guys.